winter of 1923, in a small mining town in southern Colorado, 8-year-old Samuel Hargrove walked home from school on a Tuesday afternoon and was never seen again. For 3 days, search parties combed the frozen hills, the winding riverbank, and the abandoned railway tunnel just north of town. The entire community was certain they would find him, cold and lifeless, in the snow. But on the morning of the 4th day, Samuel was spotted at the edge of town. He was standing perfectly still, facing the road as though he had been waiting for someone. His clothes were spotless, his shoes were dry, and in his right hand he held an old brass key. When the sheriff asked him where he had been, Samuel answered calmly, "I followed the man in the hat." No one knew who he meant. His parents said there was no such man in town. Samuel could not, or would not, explain further. He only said the man had shown him where the trains go when they stop running. The brass key puzzled everyone. The local locksmith studied it for hours, but could not match it to any lock in town. Its surface bore a faint engraving, the letters M.H. and the date 1871. The key was placed in a small wooden box, which Samuel kept hidden in his room. Years passed. Samuel grew into a quiet young man. He worked in the mines, rarely spoke about his childhood, and avoided the northern hills. Friends noticed that he would never walk past the old railway tunnel. If anyone asked why, he would only shake his head and change the subject. Then, in 1943, exactly 20 years after his first disappearance, Samuel left work early one evening. He told a co-worker he needed to see the man in the hat. It was the last time anyone saw him alive. 3 days later, a farmer discovered Samuel walking along the same road where he had been found as a boy. But there was something deeply wrong. He looked exactly as he had in 1923. His face was unchanged, his hair the same length, his clothes identical, worn but not aged. Samuel collapsed within the hour. His skin was icy cold, and despite the doctor's efforts, Samuel was pronounced dead before nightfall. The autopsy recorded hypothermia as the cause of death, but the body bore no signs of aging at all. It was as if 20 years had passed for everyone except him. The brass key was still in his possession. This time the sheriff tried it on every lock in town, until, finally, it turned inside a rusted door at the abandoned railway station. Behind that door was a small storage room, filled with dust and silence. On a shelf lay a row of children's shoes, a scattering of old toys, and a single framed photograph. The photograph showed 2 boys standing side by side in front of a train carriage. One of them, unmistakably Samuel. The other, a boy no one in town recognized. On the back of the photograph, written in faded ink, were the words M.H. and S.H. 1872. A local historian remembered an old story. In 1873, a collapse in the northern railway tunnel had trapped 2 boys. Their bodies were never recovered. The tunnel was sealed the following year, and the event faded into legend. Some believed Samuel had stumbled into a place where time had stopped, where the man in the hat had been waiting all along. Others whispered that the key was a token from the dead, a passage to somewhere no living person was meant to go. The Hargrove family still keeps the brass key in a locked drawer. They have never allowed it to be displayed or examined, and on cold, silent nights, a few townsfolk claim they can hear small footsteps echoing across the wooden floor of the old station, followed by the faint click of a door that no longer exists.